White gold in the news recently. White gold trades as WGO on the Toronto Venture Exchange, WHGOF in the U.S. They encountered gold mineralization on multiple targets. Here to run through the details, CEO David D'Onofrio. David, appreciate the time and update. It's been a while. Happy New Year. Quite the release here. I certainly want to get into it. Before we do, maybe a recap 2020 for us. Certainly a challenging year. How'd White Gold navigate it?
Thanks, Rob. Happy New Year to you too and everyone else. Great to be here again. Yeah, you know what? Listen, 2020, notwithstanding everything and the crazy state the world is in, for us operationally went extremely well. So very, very happy that that was the case. We were able to get done everything that we wanted to get done and a little bit more. It was a smaller program than we've done historically by design, just to try and mitigate risk a little bit. You know, keep the camp sizes smaller, etc. A little bit harder to get people in and out of the territory with quarantine and whatnot, but very fortunate. You know, Yukon, very pro-mining territory. They deemed exploration and all mining as an essential service, so no issues from that respect whatsoever. Just are being cautious, you know, for the health and safety of our people. But you know, we got a good program. We were able to hit all the high priority stuff we wanted to, which has produced some great results, number one, and has primed up some of these, you know, big exciting targets for drilling this year.
Yeah, well, let's dig into that current day release here. Three targets there: Titan, Vertigo, and Notorious. Run through the details here. Certainly a lot of information in this one.
Yeah, big release, a lot to digest, but you know, things have been delayed on the news flow front, you know, for us, for everyone, as you're aware. And you know, the fact that we're not, as soon as the stuff was ready, I just wanted to get it all out as much as possible, and then take these opportunities to walk through it. You know, as you mentioned, a lot of good targets we got to. These some of our, you know, highest priority, exciting targets, and you know, fortunately came back with some great high grade results. And you know, and from sort of all these different levels of exploration, from the earlier stage surface sampling and some brand new discovered targets like this Notorious, which, you know, if we would have been speaking last year at this time, that piece of property didn't have a name. But you know, we worked up this special protocol that, you know, we've gone through before with the Sean Ryan kind of special data-driven approach, and that's what White Gold does. We're in this massive district with this just spectacular, prolific history that really has seen no exploration activity, and this is how it starts. Like the big discoveries in the district, you know, the Kaminak getting taken out by Gold Corp for 500 million, and Kinross taking out Underworld. These were Sean Ryan properties, and this is how it all started, right? So this is the process, and you know, we have the benefit of that hindsight, and you know, we've learned, and you know, it just gives us more and more optimism on, you know, how these things are shaping up. So that's great, and you know, right through to the other end of the gamut of diamond drilling, right? So you know, this release captures it all, and on a bunch of these targets, we had some great stuff, which you know, high grades, continuous, a lot of mineralization. I think the you know, if I could put this 7-page release into 2 sentences, we're continuing to find a lot of gold throughout the district. This focuses on 2 particular properties. We're literally starting at the surface, and as we've been moving deeper and deeper through our protocol of soils, trenching, probe, drilling, we're continuing to find it at all levels, and that's really couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, well, that certainly should set you up for 2021. So yeah, I want you to run through the game plan here, what the next 11 months has in store for you.
Yeah, so like this is, as you mentioned, 2020. We still have additional 2020 results to come out. A fair chunk. So, you know, I think look in the next several weeks, you're going to see more news from us on a couple of other very high priority properties. Some of the stuff around the Golden Saddle, our flagship, you know, just 1.8 million ounce deposit. Looking for additional type targets to, you know, help show the prospectivity there to add, you know, a bunch more ounces, and as well as a couple of these earlier stage targets which we're working up. So that's going to come, you know, so there's still that to look forward to. And then, you know, right on the backs of that, you're going to probably be seeing a very fulsome, you know, outline of what we're planning to do on 2021, right? No one sort of knows where the world's going to look like this year. God willing, you know, things will continue to improve, you know, vaccines and whatnot. So assuming that, you know, everything's a green light again, I think we'll be, you know, able to be very active and sort of follow up on some of this great stuff.
Well, certainly a big year planned. So, if you had to impart a message here to investors, David, I know the gold markets went a little sideways here. Some stocks are backing up a bit. I think the future's still bright. Monetary policy suggests that gold should have a good run here. But how do you put the white gold opportunity in a nutshell for investors?
Yeah, for sure. So, white gold is a few things put together. In my view, it's truly a super junior. And the reality is, in 2010, when this district first saw its, any sort of modern day exploration, this package was owned by a dozen different companies. The second iteration, which is white gold, Sean Ryan's, listen, I have so much data here. I'm so confident that there's going to be more and more discoveries. I want to ensure that I can capture it all within my, one basket. So I'm going to put it all together. So this is the culmination of that. 10 years of work, over $100 million put in the ground. Part of that led to this massive golden saddle discovery, which is now just shy of 1.8 million ounces, 2.25 grams plus at surface, open pittable. That by itself is one of a very few assets of that quality in terms of grade and size within the world, and for sure within Canada. And the list of those type of assets that are ready basically to get to the next level just before production, which would be a feasibility here, is small, and it's getting smaller every day, right? Obviously, you saw QMX; they were acquired earlier this week. There's not many, and like we're literally talking, you can count this on one or two hands. So as this gold cycle continues to mature, I think you're at the very early stage. We're starting to see more and more M&A. We saw a little bit of that last year. We're continuing to see it. We're seeing premiums get up. So that fits perfectly into our business objective of monetizing assets when they're ready, right? This asset is very well developed, right? Like, if I told you I'm starting a junior mining exploration company, I'm going to find a 2 million ounce asset and spend $100 and bring Kinross and Agnico and Eric Sprott as my strategic partners, what will you say? I'm in. Like, sign me up. We've already done that with the benefit of de-risking it for 10 years. So that's there. Next step for us is what's going to make the most sense to take that to the next level. So that's, an active conversation we're having in that regard. Our other part of our business is blue sky greenfield exploration. And I think that is what's the most exciting for me. I think that's the most exciting for a lot of our investors, and why people, are interested in this industry, where we're literally looking to find more and more of these. We have the formula. It's worked, 2 times so far to have like major world-class assets, 7 million ounces plus. You got Western Copper just to the south of us. They got a 20 million ounce deposit. I think the world now knows something's cooking here, right? And it's just like, let's see how this district continues. Newmont's active on their property beside us. So let's go and find more of these things. And as the district continues to mature, the just general economic parameters get better and better. So we're going to be very focused this year on finding more of those discoveries. And why we're kind of this is excited to be here today is now we've done 3 years of work on the package. So we know where the smoke is on a bunch of these targets, and we're just going to keep going deeper and deeper. And some of it, like, it's not just smoke. Like the Ryan Surprise, we put that news out late last year. That was a brand new target 2 years ago. We did some RAB and RC drilling. We came up with 20 gram hits, 18 gram hits. We put the diamond drill on it this year, 6 holes. 5 of them have 15 gram plus material, right? Like this is Canada, right? Like, how are we doing this at surface? It's amazing that we still have these types of opportunities. So there's a number of other prospects we have that have had this type of work over the last couple of years. So we're following up on very interesting new discoveries that have been made. From my perspective, that's where you want to be. You have this package of properties. You have high prospectivity. You've done more work. You've drilled it, and now let's see kind of like really how exciting this can be. And so this year, what we'll be working on, most likely, that Ryan Surprise again is so close to our flagship deposit. Any indication of anything there, that's immediately, accretive to our deposit because it's so close. Our Betty property is one that everyone's been waiting for us to do more work on. We had a discovery in 2018. This property is right beside Newmont's 4 million ounce coffee deposit. It's along the same structural trend. We've done a lot of structural work. We drilled it. We had a great hole, 50 meters at a gram plus, very similar to, coffee style mineralization. So that definitely needs to be drilled. And again, where's the best place to find anything is besides, an existing deposit or mine. So that one's such a high priority. following up on the work that we just released the other day, some very high grade stuff, lots of gold around, definitely needs to have some more work. And a couple of our early projects, which we've, just been putting through that process for the first time ever, are now on deck. Probably the most exciting one is this Bonanza property. That's just up by Dawson, right at the site of like where the historic gold rush happened on the Klondike. 6 million ounces of placer, literally at the creek bed. We've done a bunch of structural work in the last couple of years. We see a fault system actually come onto our property. I think previously thought it went to the other way. And we've done a bunch of soil, surface, these sort of things, looking very interesting. This is a target that's ready to be drilled now. So we're pumped to kind of get after that one.
Well, investors like activity. So a quick check on the Treasury. How are things there?
Yeah, we're good, right? So, we're in the process now, buttoning down what this next year is going to look like. And then from there, we'll see what, we want to do, if anything, right? Then in the same time, in the background, the other corporate discussions happening, and something happens there, then, the Treasury's, stocked up for years. But, time will tell. But that's kind of our process. This is the planning time of the year. But as things sit now, we're in a good position.
Okay, well, appreciate that update, and we'll certainly look forward to the updates. That's David D'Onofrio. He's the CEO, White Gold. White Gold trades is WGO on the Toronto Venture Exchange, WHGOF in the States. Again, David, appreciate that update, and look forward to hearing back when you have some more news to report.
Yeah, please do. It's I've never actually been more excited than I am today for the prospects of this company.